Thank you for joining me for another wow moment, and I hope you enjoy the conversation. I wanted to talk to you this morning about love and kindness, about forgiveness. How does it show up in and around your life? Do you guys believe that the world consists of all people who do only wrong things? Or do you believe that the world consists of people who only make the right decisions? Or do you believe there's a mixture? I'm asking the question because I was informed that someone in leadership was not well, him and his wife, and I offered prayer and was criticized for doing so. And all I could say is, my Lord, how often in life do we ask for forgiveness, but we refuse to be loving and forgiving to someone else, even to our own selves? There was a time in my life when I had made a series of decisions. Though they seemed like the decisions to make at that time, with what I knew about life, they were made out of circumstance, out of fear, out of various reasons, but they had proven to be not the best decisions at the time. Case in point, one of those decisions I made twice when I shared with you guys that I had an abortion twice in my life. I wasn't very loving and kind nor forgiving of myself because of that. And when I miscarried, the back of my mind said, this is your punishment for committing murder, so now you can't carry life. When you had life, you had utter disregard for it, so now you choose to want life and you can't carry it. But that wasn't true. That wasn't true. That was me not loving and forgiving myself. That was me keeping score of my wrongdoings and decisions I had made in life that were wrong for me. Now, I am not advocating abortion one side or the other side. I'm just speaking about my life. And I'm telling you, having been on both sides of the fence, that is something that was not right for me. Even though I made the decision to do it twice, it was done out of fear. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about how we withhold love and kindness from others and even from ourselves oftentimes. I remember the first time that I had went into Women's Medical on 40th Street because I had the procedure done there twice. And that doctor subsequently would be prosecuted because he had caused hurt, harm, and injury, permanent hurt, harm, and injury to the women. And he wasn't storing the fetuses that he had taken out properly. Whole bunch of stuff, but that's another story. But that goes to show you that God's grace and mercy was with me even then. But I remember going into that place. Before I went in there, I had to convince myself it was the right thing to do. And even then, as I'm sitting in the waiting room, I'm saying, you're paying for murder. This is something I was saying to myself. Even though I had a form from the University of Pennsylvania that said the pregnancy 9 times out of 10 wouldn't be viable, I just couldn't wait it out anymore. I had little ones at home that I was not able to properly care for because I was spending a majority of my time in the hospital with this pregnancy. And I just couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't wrap my mind around it. So anyway, I went in there, I paid the money, had the procedure done. Only to find myself there maybe 7 months later, if that. And I remember being in the stirrups and saying to the nurse, I changed my mind. And her saying to me, it's too late for that. The time for that was before you walked through the door. How often have we made a decision in our life, and the moment it was made or before the final result, we knew that that wasn't a good thing for us? Yet we found ourselves years later saying, Lord, please forgive me and let me find forgiveness of others. Now I'm in my season in life where I'm asking, let me find forgiveness of myself. Let me learn how to practice loving kindness and forgiveness to myself. I even prayed this morning for the person who criticized me because I realized that unforgiveness hadn't showed up to that person. The person that made this statement was speaking from past hurts, harms, and betrayals. But loving kindness and forgiveness hadn't showed up to them. You see, because I learned, and I read somewhere that love is kind, love is forgiving. It does not keep score of wrongdoings. There was a time in the Bible where there was a story of a soldier who allegiance was to David. It was during the time that Saul was looking to kill David. And Saul had fallen from God's grace, and he was looking to kill David. But he wound up falling to the sword, and this man was a partaker. And he went before King David, and he bragged about it. And David said, how dare you touch God's anointed? How dare you do his prophet any harm? Now that soldier was saying in his mind, hey man, I'm on your side. I'm looking out for your best interest. Why are you upset with me? And it took me a long time to wrap my mind around it. And you want to know what I believe David was thinking? David was saying, I didn't put Saul there, and it wasn't my place to take him out, nor was it yours. Because, see, David could have took Saul out at any time. He had touched and come in close proximity to Saul on 3 different occasions. One time he took Saul a piece of Saul's robe. He never took his life because he knew that Saul's life was not his to give nor to take. Forgiveness is freely given to us, and freely those of us who believe God have a mandate to give it to others. God did not say forgive if the person has been forgiven to you. He did not say forgive if the person has always been loving and kind to you. He said pray for those who despitefully misuse you. He said pray for your enemies. He said offer loving kindness to all, even to yourself. Well, this has been another wow moment. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. Please, wherever you are in life, continue to have them. They really are worth having. Until next time, you take care.